let's get to our next segment of where we're actually going to start to write some code. All right, so let's get to it.
Let's go! Let's go!
All right, I'm going to go ahead and open up PyCharm. Create a new project. We're going to call this, move this over here. We are going to call this project Ethical Hacking Rag. All right, so, and I'll be referencing back and forth to our ChatGPT guide, but let's go with, start off with our first Python file. We're going to say load docs.py. And in here, we are going to say, all right, so we need to do a, let me see. We're going to go to our Python packages. And we are going to, where are my packages? Select an interpreter to see, what are you talking about? Select the, hold on. Let me see, settings, file. Let's see. Where is that project settings? Am I blind or something? Let me see. Rename project. Project. All right. So Python interpreter. Let's go with Python. I want to create its own. Environment location is not empty. Existing. All right. There we go. And let's go ahead and do that. Let's update our pip installer while we're there. Let me see. All right, now we're gonna go to, Chroma. It's Chroma DB. Install that. Guess we'll do that. So it's installed in Chroma DB. We're going to start off with import Chroma. Still installing Chroma DB. Let's see, install Chroma DB. All right, it's installing now. And we're going to say, while it's doing that, from, apparently this one takes a little bit of time to install. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to import the embedding functions from Chroma DB. So Chroma DB is a vector. So let's do this. While it's doing its thing, let's go and do What is Chroma DB? Chroma DB is an open source vector database designed specifically for storing and managing vector embeddings. And there are, I believe, like, not that I believe, I'm sure there are some, like on Google Cloud Platform, on AWS, on Microsoft Azure. There are databases that you can use to store and manage vector embeddings as well. I would not recommend having this on a local machine because it could probably slow it down dramatically as it starts to add more and more information. So what are vector embeddings? Vector embeddings are numerical representations of data like text, images, or audio that captures their meaning and relationship. Why is Chroma DB useful? Chroma DB allows you to efficiently store and retrieve these vector embeddings, enabling tasks like semantic search, finding information based on its meaning rather than just keywords, recommendation systems, suggesting related items based on user preferences or item similarity, AI applications, working with large language models and other AI systems that rely on vector data. So what are the key features of Chroma DB? Open source, it's free and open source under the Apache 2.0 license, allowing for flexible use, ease of use, simple API and quick setup, performance, optimized for speed with in-memory and persistent storage, flexibility, supports various embeddings types and distance metrics, metadata management, stores and filters by metadata alongside embeddings, scalability, can be scaled to handle growing data needs, language support, native clients for popular languages like Python and JavaScript, and integrated with AI tools, supports embedding models from various providers and integrates with frameworks like LangChain and Llama Index, right? So that is what the vector, and that is what Chroma DB is, a vector database, all right? So let's go back to this one. And where are we at? So now we're going to do the from chromadb.utils import embedding functions, and we're going to import JSON, all right? So let's go back over here. Now that it's done, from chromadb.utils import embedding functions, all right? And then we're going to say import JSON. All right. Next up, client. And this is going to be our Chroma DB client. chromadb.client collection equals client.get or create collection. And it's going to be called vulnerability docs. All right. Next up, we're going to say with open. So Magnetar, Ms. Freckles, when you were here, whoever else, remember when I said that you guys should learn Python? This is why. We are with open is how to open a file. Very, very important. I told you guys gotta catch on to this stuff. Learn Python, very, very important. Docs equals JSON.load F. Now we're going to say open AI underscore embed equals embedding function dot open AI embedding function. And then we're going to say API key, but we're going to have to say, let's go ahead in here. So I'm going to say, this is going to be open AI API key. All right. So now this one doesn't really exist yet, but we are going to do a .env file. .env. And we do not want to add that. And we're going to say open AI API key equals hello, right? Just for the time being. Now we're going to say I am going to say import OS, and I'm going to say open AI API key equals OS dot how do you do that again inside of let me see, import dot env dot let me see. For now, let's put it like that, right? But we want to get it from the .env file where it can be secure and not stored. Let me see. Let's go over here real quick. We do it in the mornings all the time. Python get environment variable from .env. All right, so there goes from .env. There we go. So just copy that in there. Load.env. All right, cool. So got that. We're going to say os.get env, and that's going to be open AI API key. All right. And we could just leave it at that. And we could probably define it somewhere else totally. And that'll be fine. All right. So let's see here. Now that we have that, we want to go to, let me close this up. For doc in docs, so this is here, collection.add documents equals doc summary metadatas. So we will see what is inside of these files so that we can have a better understanding of what this is actually doing. But let's get this up and running, and then not up and running, but let's get this coded in here, and then we can do a deeper dive in like what exactly is going on. So then there's a comma here, and we say service colon doc dot. So basically what's happening here, right? It's reading from the file that's here, this JSON. I want to take a look at the JSON, but it's saying find CVID, and it's going to be associated with this. The service is going to be associated with the doc service. And then we're going to say version colon doc version. All right, and then we have that. Next up, we have IDs, which would be doc. And we're going to assign the IDs to be the doc CVE ID. And then, comma, embedding function equals open AI embed. Why is unexpected argument? Maybe it should just be embedding. Maybe they updated it. Why is that not working? Let me see. Embedding. Oh, embeddings equals open. Maybe they updated it. Like sometimes ChatGPT is out of date, especially depending on the model that you're using. Let me see. Expected. Let me see. So we have collection add documents. We got documents. We got metadatas. We got that. We got IDs. We got that. Embed. It's supposed to be embedding functions. Unexpected argument. Why is that not working? Let me see. Add D-type embeddings. Let's see. Something is missing, it feels like, but let me see if I do. To do should have embedding function equals open AI embed here. Not sure why that's not taking, but we'll leave it as that for now, and then we'll look into it a little bit more. And then outside of this for loop, let's say print CVE docs added to Chroma. All right. So this is to add the docs to it. All right. Now, let's see. So step 2. So now we're over into here. Step 2, load scan results and query Chroma. All right. So now we're going to be creating our rag_query.py. I'm not sure why that first one didn't work, but let's start on this one, right? So let's go to create a new file. For me, to learn, the way that I learn best is by actually doing. So by me seeing this code written, let me actually, before I even do that, right? What I want to do is, what happens if I try to run that file? Because we would end up running. I suppose it's going to give us an error saying that let me see, load docs. What file would I end up running? Ingest known CVE data. Scan input. So I guess scan input would be its own thing. This one is the data set. This one is the scan input. Then what is this one? Then sample scan. Okay, so let me try running the load docs, right? Let's see, because I have to see it run to see what errors I get. Let's see what happens. All right, so it says that there's no CV data set, which is fair. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take ChatGPT's offer, right, to generate a sample data set. Yes. Can you generate a sample CVE data set.json for me, please? Yeah, I'm very nice to AI. I'm very nice to my AI, because they're my friends. A lot nicer than people, and they help you be so much more efficient. So I think you should be absolutely positively kind to AI. All right. So I'm just gonna click this copy right here. I'm gonna copy all of this for me. Let me see. Can you make it 3 times, or let's go with 10 times longer? Can you make it 10 times more entries in the results and add the CVSS score, exploit links and tags to have a more comprehensive data set. Right? Let's see what else it said. It said, if you want to regularly update this file from live data, I can help you write a script that pulls real CV data from NVD API or Vulner's API. What? That is definitely like, so once we get this working with our sample data set, then we can definitely get that script to pull in the information with the APIs so that we can actually have a real working RAG, right? From rags to riches. Let me know if you'd like a version with more entries. Yes, more. I already asked for that. A live skipping. That's going to be later on. All right. So absolutely 25 entries. It's scalable to hundreds of thousands. All right, we got all that. So I'm going to copy this, and we're going to go over here real quick before we go to break. I am going to throw in a new. I'm going to make a folder called datasets, right? And I'm going to name it new file CVE underscore dataset.json. I'm going to throw that in there. Wait, and hold on one second. Okay, I'm about to say, like, where's my more data, right? Let me go, and since pasting all 25 inches is impractical, here is a downloadable JSON. All right, sometimes you got to read the whole thing, right? So let me go ahead and download this file. File not found. Well, that's unfortunate. That sucks. Well, whatever. We'll use what we got. We'll use what we got, unfortunately. All right. So let me take this off over here. And now if I go and I run this one more time. Oh, no. I have to add in. My bad. Let's do datasets.cve JSON. Let's run that. And no module named OpenAI. All right, so we will. That's why I like to run, do a little bit of code, run, do a little bit of code, run. So when we come back, we will add the module for OpenAI, and we'll go from there. Right? So let's go to break. Let's go to break.
People go like a summer breeze, whisper through my life, then vanish with ease. I ain't stuck replaying those fading tracks. Eyes on the road, no looking back. I don't care too much about who stays or leaves. Life's a wave I ride, no room for grief. What's ahead is gold, what's gone is dust. Never lean too hard, never break that trust.
They say you need roots, but I'm chasing skies. I'll plant my feet when the moment's right. I'm a rolling stone, not a chain to bind. Freedom in my veins is the state of mind.
They come with words like they mean forever, but forever's just a fleeting endeavor. I won't lean on what I can't control. I am whole on my own, I keep my soul. I don't care too much about who stays or leaves. Life's a wave I ride, no room for grief. What's ahead is gold, what's gone is dust. Never lean too hard, never break that trust.
Dependency's a prison I won't call home. No one knows my journey, I'm on my own. Forward is the anthem, the beat I drum. The past is a shadow, the future's the sun.
I've seen faces fade like mist at dawn. Memories linger, but the moment's gone. I'm not bitter, just wiser with time. Each goodbye's a lesson that sharpens my mind.
Waves will crash and tides will shift. I'm the captain steering through the rift. No anchors here, I sail to the new. the horizon's bright with the better view.
I don't care too much about who stays or leaves. Life's a wave I ride, no room for grief. What's ahead is gold, what's gone is dust. Never lean too hard, never break that trust.
The ones who stay are the real foundation. Others just lessons in life's rotation. I'm not bitter, I just understand. The future's my treasure, it's in my hands.